All right, so we're going to look at the steps in doing our first confidence statement. And some of the exercises you have in the activities are going to ask you to do these 95% confidence statements. All right, so let's take a look at our example. Suppose you take a sample of 1,600 adults and 800 enjoy amusement park rides. We want to know, first of all, what is the sample proportion of adults who enjoy amusement park rides? Second, what is the margin of error? And third, we want to give a confidence statement for the proportion of all adults who enjoy amusement park rides. Okay, so let's start with part one. What is the sample proportion of adults who enjoy amusement park rides? To find a sample proportion, we're going to take the number of people who enjoyed amusement park rides, which was 800, and divide that by the total number of people in our sample. So 800 divided by 1,600, if you put that into your calculator, you're going to get 0.5. That is our sample proportion. Now notice a proportion is always between 0 and 1. On the other hand, if we want to change that into a sample percentage, we can move our decimal place 2 places, and it's 50%. So 50% of adults enjoy amusement park rides. That's the sample percentage. 0.5 is the sample proportion. So very important to distinguish those two. All right, so now we're going to find the margin of error. All right, so according to our definition that we got just above this example, we can estimate this thing called the margin of error, the possible amount that we might be wrong as we're taking a sample randomly, by doing 1 over the square root of n, where and I'm just going to write square root, where n is our sample size. And for us, our sample size was 1,600. Now the square root of 1,600 is actually 40, and you can do that in your calculator. And if we change 1 over 40 into a decimal, it's 0.025. So our margin of error as a proportion is 0.025. Or if we feel more comfortable using percentages, move that decimal place 2 places, and our margin of error as a percentage is 2.5%. All right, so our third statement says, give a confidence statement for the proportion of all adults who enjoy amusement park rides. All right, so to find what we need first of all for this confidence statement, we're going to take the 0.5 proportion that we got up in step 1, and we're going to subtract our margin of error of 0.025, and that's going to give us 0.475. And then by the same token, we're going to take that 0.5 that we got in step 1 and add that margin of error, 0.025, and that gives us 0.525. So now let's make our confidence statement. And it's for all of these 95% confidence statements that we're going to do, they'll start the same way. We are 95% confident. And when we refer to the true proportion or the true mean, we're talking about the population proportion. We're 95% confident the true population proportion of all adults who enjoy amusement park rides. So notice as I state this part, it refers to whatever issue we were looking at in our question, in our example, is between, and here's where we're going to use these numbers that we got. The true proportion is between 0.475 and 0.252. And we have 95% confidence that the true proportion of adults will fall within these ranges. Now, if we want to, we could also state the same confidence statement with percentages. We could say we are 95% confident the true percentage of all adults who enjoy amusement park rides is between 47.5% and 52.5%. All right, and notice the second statement, when we're so used to using percentages, makes a little more sense to us than thinking about the proportions. But in your head, you can always kind of make this conversion if it makes more sense to you. Be careful on test if it's asking for a confidence statement for the proportion. You want to give this first statement. If it's asking for a confidence statement for the percentage, you can give this second statement.